All right, here we are with Black from M14. Hello. Accursed Spirit. He's fine. 4 mana, 3/2, Intimidate. You'll play him in your limited deck, and that's about it.
So many like almost flying abilities, other colors.
Yeah. I mean, hey, any kind of evasion is like amazing in limited, so
That's fine.
I'll take it. Altar's Reap, we've had it in standard right now. It sees 0 play.
Still doesn't.
It will continue to see 0 play, and it proves to you that it sees 0 play because there's so many decks that like could use this. Like it's almost like a card that should be in Junk Aristocrats, but Junk Aristocrats is like such a tight package, like it just gets cut. You know, because like there's so much extra stuff to like get there.
Yeah.
With Undying and tokens and everything else.
Yep.
Artificer's Hex. I don't understand this card since we have almost no equipment that's playable in the current format. It's straight up.
Yeah.
It's straight up awful in limited. It's awful in this current standard environment. Like, if I don't know, I don't understand this card at all.
I mean, unless Theros brings like a ton of like really sweet equipments.
Yeah, I mean, if they do some like sword level equipments again, yeah, all right. Now this card becomes pretty cool, but
Yeah, and it's still not gonna be that great even if like that happens though.
the only thing that's nice about this is like if we're talking about the swords, and you have like the pro black sword like Feast and Famine going, you still can use this because it equips to the equipment. You know what I mean, and then kills the creature.
Yeah.
It does because it doesn't target the creature. So yeah, I don't know. It's
So like this could be like a Theros plant. So like, what if that? Does it look at all like the Elspeth's sword to you? Because it's got like the three things like above the hilt.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. We'll see.
So two cool things like this could be like a small Theros plant, something like there will be some number of equipment in Theros. It's also got Dak Faden in the flavor text, and Dak Faden is currently on Theros.
Ah.
The new comic book with him coming out has him on Theros like riding a ship, like a pirate ship or something.
No, you might be right there.
So this could all be like a
Good
Theros
detective
plant.
work, James. Next up, Bloodcaster. Yet another one of the guys that triggers off enchantments, which is, there's a lot of enchantments in the set, but there needs to be like more enchantments. Some of these guys need to be playable.
Yeah, this artwork is awesome though.
Very good artwork. Awesome like contrast with the pink and black, but he's fine. Like I could see you maybe having him in like a limited deck with like a lot of enchantments.
We'd have to be like slinging enchantments like all over the dang place.
Right. Next up, one of my favorite pieces of artwork for the set, on a creature that we've seen 1,000 times before, and previously Nantuku Husk.
Yep.
But
Bloodbairn.
yeah.
If it's even how you say it.
Yep. Good enough for me.
Yep. Next. Bugbear Witch.
Yeah, face of the set.
I hate this card and all like the cards that go with it. There's so much effort to make them all work. I mean, it's definitely cool and cute, but
the flavor is like just dripping
it's just
everywhere.
all
It's like
flavor.
so delicious with the flavor.
these are like new cards though, right?
Yeah, these are new cards. Yeah.
It's like the cards that didn't make the lower one block cut.
The Newt is actually really good. Even the Newt is good by himself. But if you have a Bogbrew Witch, the Newts become gross.
Yeah.
Because the Newts are just festering goblins with upside.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, maybe if I can draft this, or like I gotta open a witch. It's like, don't try and grab everything.
Oh yeah, if I do it, I'm going in. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Except Child of Night. We've had this for a while.
Seen it before.
It's
Very fringe playable.
It's fine. Limited.
Yeah, it's good limited. Definitely. Lifelink on a bear is really good.
Yep.
Corpse Hauler, just not good enough to me. I mean, he's a 2/1 for 2, which is okay. You probably play him in your black deck, but you have to like pay 3 mana and sacrifice him to raise dead, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's very flavorful. That's about it.
Corrupt. I like Corrupt a lot. I think it does a lot of work. It's if mono black like can exist, which it is like doesn't exist right now. There's like a black green mid range deck that James has played.
Yeah.
That is that would kind of use this card, but it's definitely a card that would love all swamps. But I don't know. It's like it could be a finisher. It could be like a huge removal spell. It's just like I don't know. It's tough. I don't know if the format's too fast and too diverse for mono black to succeed.
Yep, yeah, I think it's just too color restrictive. Like, black in the past years has been a really more of like a utility support color than a predominant main focus of a deck. So
Next up, Dark Favor.
we don't have that. There it is.
There it is.
All right.
Yeah, so next up is Dark Favor, a card we've seen before. It doesn't do much. It is a fine enchantment for limited. It does, it's quite an aggressive boost in power. It's a reasonable, trade-off for the one life.
More this one or the white one.
I like Dark Favor more. I just want to get in there. This is one of the particular enchantments that works really sweet with the Necromancer from before of the Blade Caster, yeah. Play this, kill one of their guys.
Yeah, kill the blocker that's probably going to be blocking it,
right.
And then pull this on, just pound on through.
So, fine. Next up, Dark Prophecy. Very powerful effect, but not, I don't know, it's like color restrictive, kind of like we're talking with Corrupt.
Yep.
You have to build around it because you have to be able to kill your own guys.
Yeah, I don't like it for that fact where it forces you to get your dudes killed or kill them on purpose.
Yeah, obviously it plays really nice with sacrifice outlets like the Junk Aristocrats style deck.
Right. Yeah. What do you think about that? You just draw a ton of cards.
Yeah, you just draw a ton of gas, but you can't play in that deck because it's a 3-color deck and you're playing a triple black spell. Mana is good in standard right now, but not that good.
I want to be able to play Voice of Resurgence on 2.
Yeah, and Dark Prophecy on 3. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Technically possible, but
yeah. Technically I could win the lottery, but it's probably not going to happen. Next
up is Death Gaze Cockatrice. I like this card a lot.
Yeah, it's like the flyer that kills all the other flyers that you kind of have to block at some point. It's most situations it's going to be all right, I need to get this guy out of the way.
Also if they're playing green and they have a bunch of huge dudes. This is just brick wall at that point.
Right.
So I'll take it. Obviously he's not good enough for standard, but some Diabolic Tutor back.
Oh yeah, they reprint this card every once in a while, very frequently actually. It never makes any kind of impact anywhere, not any limited environment or constructed environment. It just shows you the limit between playable and not playable or something. Because this is a tutor,
Yeah, you think it should be good enough, but it's just not.
Yeah,
4 mana.
The 2-mana version demonic tutor
is ridiculous,
banned and restricted in every format, and it's
shaving
amazing.
2 mana off. Yeah,
and even the 3-mana variant that you lose 3 life is too good, or is really good.
I could see this as in a limited deck if it's a bomb heavy deck where you just use it to get your bombs.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Or you have the best bomb in the format, and you happen to also be in black, and
right.
And one of these comes up.
Yeah. Doomblade. Let's party, baby.
Easily the best black card in this set.
Yeah, this is a card that was dire needed. The removal has been pretty bad in standard for a long time now.
The only
is
piece
just
of removal,
nice and clean.
Pretty sure the only piece of removal that's been better than this in recent years is Go for the Throat.
Yeah, Go for the Throat was sick.
Yeah, this card will make a lot of strategies more viable in standard, and it will be very, very good in this upcoming standard.
Oh, I can't wait to slap some of these in Jund. I'm very happy to have Doomblade in Jund.
Just note that it's getting reprinted as an uncommon.
Yeah, weird. I don't understand this.
Which is probably for the limited environment, but in every other set it's been uncommon. So if anybody tries to charge you crazy weird uncommon prices, if you're picking up your first play set, just remember that all right, let me just go look at the box. It's 2 years old and there are commons in there.
Yeah.
So.
Dress currently in standard. Will stay in standard. Excellent sideboard card. Does everything you want it to out of the sideboard against control.
If you're playing Shockland Black, as in you can potentially play Black on turn 1, you probably want to direct some number of dresses in your set.
Yeah.
So.
Festering Newts. Woo!
Yeah, so it's just Festering Goblin.
Festering Goblin without the Witch. It's a -4/-4 with the Witch. It's pretty sick.
A really crappy Morbid trigger. If you have this one other card, it does a little.
Oh, I'm doing it. Let's do this.
Alright, well, I hope you live the dream.
Gnawing Zombie. I don't like it.
It looks like he's playing the flute.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't know.
Nope.
There's much better sack outlets that do way more. Like, you're technically getting, like, an aristocrat and a blood artist kind of combined, but not fully. But then you actually have to pay 2 mana to do it.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
sack
it's
outlet
like-
that costs mana is
Ugh.
not really a sack
No, yeah, you
outlet.
want 0 mana on your sacrifice outlets.
They're not really outlets if they require resources.
Right. Grim Return, definitely a card to watch.
Yeah.
The instant speed makes this really fascinating to me. Because now you can just like kill any of their guys, Grim Return it, steal it, trade off in combat, get it back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of value there.
The fact that it's instant and any guy like says something about the card, so it gives it more potential than it otherwise would have.
Right.
It might be like the new sort of reanimation spell.
Possible. I mean, it does have to be on the battlefield first, which is part of the
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. That's true.
Lifebane Zombie, this is going to be playable in standard.
Yeah, a lot of people said this is like the best of the cycle.
It's close. It's between this and one other one. But
Yeah, it just exiles a green or white creature card from their hand,
yeah.
and you get to see their game. So it's like 2 cards in one, where you're like,
Yeah, it's like kind of like Appetite for Brains, because most of the guys you're going to be taking are like Huntmaster and Thragtusk, Olivia. Not Olivia. Smiters, like stuff like that.
voices if you manage to catch them in their
Right.
hand still.
Right.
And it's evasive, so like that's good too.
Right. I mean, the 3/1 body is kind of lame because it dies to literally everything except Doomblade. But like Tragic Slip, Pillar, like everything.
Yep, even shock coming up.
Yeah, shock. But the effect is really relevant. Like with the, it takes, like you said, Angel Serenity out of the Reanimator matchup. Like, this is sicker than the Mirror match. Like, it's just like, between like Appetite and Lifebane Zombie, like, you just shred their hand, and then like
Yeah.
you have this beater that they can't deal with.
I agree.
Worst Liliana ever.
This format Liliana's back, and she still does not.
I don't know. I just wanted them to print 5 mana Liliana again, like the classic one.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to play with her, and I think she wouldn't actually be that bad.
No, 5 mana Liliana was pretty sweet.
Because she's a fan tutor, right?
Yeah, the neg was Vamp Tutor. The +1 was just discard a card.
Yeah, that's fine.
Opponent discards a card.
Yeah, like only one person. Next up, Liliana's Reaver. I really want to like this guy.
Yeah, another of like the Spectre cycle, but this one isn't a Spectre.
Yeah, I feel like you get a lot more value out of this guy because you get 2 things for when he hits you, and if he doesn't hit you, like you block it, he's got Death Touch, so he kills something.
Yeah, I mean he's close to being good enough. I just don't know if he is, like, because he doesn't pass the Searing Spear test.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want this guy to be good because like these have like never been good.
I mean he's an absolute monster in limited, like absolute monster. Like,
Yeah.
4/3's pretty aggressive, 4 mana, like it kills everything, and then if it ever hits, like he's so far ahead, like you get a guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Liturgy of Blood, excellent card. So like this is kind of taking the common Doomblade slot.
Yes.
Um,
This is very, very good and limited.
yeah, I mean any kind of like straight up creature removal is excellent, and this is like unrestricted. It's just destroy target creature, and then you occasionally get this like bonus mana.
I mean, like you always get it.
Maybe you cast some like Dark Prophecy off it, just kill a guy and you get a Dark Prophecy.
A little backwards there, right?
It is, but hey, sometimes you gotta do things.
Sometimes.
Mark of the Vampire, this is a reprint.
Jam it. Fine unlimited, I suppose.
Yeah, you play in your limited. It's quite excellent there, but not good enough for standard.
You reprinted Mind Rot.
Mind Rot again.
Because no one's sick of this card yet.
Minotaur Abomination.
Another potentially Theros planet. And if it is, like, Theros is going to be weird.
Yeah.
Zombie Minotaurs.
Zombie Minotaur, yeah. It's not a good card. I mean, it's a 6 mana 4/6.
Nope.
I mean,
doesn't do anything.
I've been playing Crawlworms for a long time, and Crawworm is pretty bad these days.
Yep.
So this is way worse than Crawworm.
Yeah.
So.
I'm looking at it strictly for the fact that it's a zombie minotaur.
Yeah. Cool creature type. Flavor text probably not relevant for any information. Nope. Next up, Nightmare. James loves this card. Woo! Yeah! James loves some mono black. Yeah, I do like this artwork for Nightmare, but the Nightmare is just not the card it used to be.
Nope. Yeah, I do like the artwork too. You're definitely right. It's very like Ghost Rider-ish.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. I feel it's a like Sleepy Hollow kind of.
Yep.
Nightwing Shade. We've seen him. He's a reprint.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay.
I
like that picture.
Yeah, he's decent. He's not amazing. He's a 5-mana Shade, but this Shade has flying, and the pump is 2, which I generally like my Shades to have a 1 pump. But he's decent. I would play him.
Yep.
More mono black.
Quick, take this. This card could have been 1 mana and people still wouldn't play it. Because like that still requires you to play too many swamps.
Yeah, Wizards is definitely like it's so glaring that they want mono black, and there's just not enough stuff to make it viable. They're printing these cards that like are awesome, but they're just I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
What they need to do is print Damnation, and then we'll have a deck.
Right, I agree. Rise of the Dark Realms. It's Living Death. Except you're the only one who gets the creatures.
Yeah, obviously sick in Commander. Auto include there if you're black. But 9 mana, just not going to see play in Standard.
Right. I agree. It's really expensive, and like it's even too expensive in Limited.
Yeah, it really is.
Like my 9 manas are going to be like giant creatures that like just immediately take over the whole point state.
Yeah, definitely not a mythic you're happy to open.
Yep.
Sanguine Bond, currently in Standard, seasonal play.
This is not currently in Standard.
Oh, it's not currently in Standard.
You're thinking of
yeah.
of Blood.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Sanguine Bond is an EDH staple that, would you believe it, is at least $10.
Is it really?
That is $10 card.
Wow.
Because it's an EDH staple.
Interesting.
Yep. So like them reprinting, everyone's like, oh yay, now I can get my copy or whatever, because they couldn't shell at $10, I guess, for a card. I mean, it's a horrible card, so like, I wouldn't want to spend shell at $10 either.
I mean, pretty sick with Congregate.
Yeah. That is pretty silly.
Alright.
Singer Vampire.
Yeah, another classic baddie.
Very classic.
I don't like this artwork. I like his other artwork much better.
I can't recall the other artwork, but I'd probably
it's super old school.
Yeah. It looks like he was firstly drawn that morning with pencils or something.
Yeah. I mean, he fits in the whole, Douglas Schuler school of magic art.
Yeah.
So next up we have new Relentless Rats.
Shadowborn Apostle. The second card in Magic history that breaks the rule of 4 of. You can just have as many cards as you want in your deck. And the second ability is you can sacrifice, how many is it? Like a silly amount?
I think it's 6. Hold on, I'm showing him the Singer Vampire. There you go.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yep, 6, that's right.
You consider that a redeem card?
And put it on the battlefield. So if you're going to live this dream, it's 100% Grizzlebrand 100% of the time.
So, that's, how often can you do that? 1, then 2, then 3.
Turn 4.
Turn 4. That's so boring.
It's so boring and so easily interrupted by any removal spell. Not to mention all the, bonfires and, everything else.
Or the fact that your deck is just Shadowborn Apostles. And, a couple of demons. Oh, sweet, check out my turn 4 Grizzlebrand. Kill it.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever.
And then, you draw 7 on Grizzlebrand, it's just all more apostles.
You draw more apostles.
It's 7 apostles. This is awful.
But, pre-selling for $1.
Yeah, because there are people who, are fanatical with this kind of stuff.
Now we're talking about a real card here.
Shadowborn Demon. This guy has a lot of potential.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he's as expensive as he will be. I think he's a little low. He's $10 right now. He's just that's a really powerful effect. Yes, he has a drawback. Yes, it's a bad drawback, but it doesn't seem too difficult to build around. To build your deck with the creatures to support him, so you have food to feed him.
Do you like this in Junk Aristocrats?
Like this is the other creature I was considering. Like
Because like
it
eating your
might
two travelers or your wolves, it's fine.
whatever. Like I'll eat a token. Like he's a 5/6 flyer for 5. Like that's really aggressive.
Yeah. And
Like,
he kills pretty much everything.
Like he eats Thundermaw Hellkite. Like
Assuming, in a situation where you played him after, let him out, you just kill it.
well, yeah, you either kill it with his trigger or you just block Thundermaw Hellkite.
Not the turn it comes in.
Well, not the turn. Yeah, Thundermaw Hellkite to play, but like the second turn. Yeah, I don't know. I think this guy's sick. I think the innate crazy value of Restoration Angel with this guy is disgusting. I mean, if anybody played like Lorwyn Standard with Shriekmaw, like Shriekmaw was freaking amazing in like with all the bounce stuff and blink stuff in that standard where you got to like blink and bring back your Shriekmaw. You were just so far ahead after you did that like one or two times. It was ridiculous. And this guy's like, twice the size of Shriekmaw. Does have a drawback, but I don't know, man. It's like I really want to
I think this guy could see standard play.
I think he's good enough. I really do.
Next up we have Shrivel. I like this card, but it doesn't really do a whole bunch. I kind of just like it because it reminds me of Infest, and Infest is actually not bad.
Yeah, it isn't like Profit Loss, just straight up better here.
Yeah, more than that.
Because like Profit Loss is instant speed, has like cool other side of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the fact that it's a sorcery makes it unplayable to me. Like,
that's true.
If it was an instant, yes, I could see that. Because like you can kind of get away with some combat tricks. Like it is all creatures, so you do shrink your own guys too.
Mm-hmm.
But there are board states where like shrinking your guys won't be as bad as shrinking their guys, like power toughness kind of stuff.
Right. Next up we have Siphon Sliver. It's actually like a really strong effect with the Sliver because like if you go crazy and like live a little bit of the dream and like attack for like a ton with all your slivers, the fact that they now have lifelink at the same time would be like such a tempo swing.
Yeah, and he's pretty aggressively costed. Like, essentially, you're paying like 1 mana for the lifelink granting ability, because like 2 mana 2/2 is like the bar. So if you add a black, you guys get lifelink. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really particularly want to play this guy main deck if I can avoid it, just because
You're trying to like shave a color.
Shaving color would like make the deck much more consistent, but. I could go with this guy in the sideboard as like just winning races and aggro matchups.
Yeah, because you can always just cast him off your Cavernous Souls.
Right. Yeah. Like I want like this guy plus the Vigilance one, and like suddenly you just.
Yeah, you can like Stonewall.
You can Stonewall and you like get to life every turn.
Next up, we have Tenacious D.
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead. It's just dead.
Yeah, the card's not great. I mean, it just like why can't I just have a Drudge Skeleton at this point?
I don't know.
Like,
Because we can't have nice things.
Okay, fine. More zombie minotaurs.
This has to be a thing. Just zombie minotaurs. Like we've got 2.
Yeah.
Usually there's like just one weird little thing.
Yeah. This one is playable and limited. Like a 2/3 for 3 is
Yes.
playable.
I like this one.
Much better than the other one. You're not excited about it, but he's perfect for your slot.
Yep.
Next up, Vampire Warlord. No, I hate this card. You're not going to play it. I mean, you're playing your limited deck and it's going to be fine.
It's like they gave him this ability to regenerate because he's such a bad creature that he's going to die all the time.
Yeah, like he's a sack outlet, but it's so much worse than the other sack outlets for like decks like that want that, like Drunk Aristocrats.
Yep.
And he's okay in a limited deck because you can attack and like regenerate your guy by killing one of your other guys. I'm not thrilled. Vile Rebirth. We've seen this card before.
I like it. I like the idea of this card, but I like Crypt Incursion better.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
I mean, it's a big difference between like 1 mana and 3 mana, but you have a much stronger effect for 3 mana.
Right.
That's why you're like waiting to play it for 3 mana. That's why you're playing a 3 mana versus something like 1 mana.
Next up, Ring Flesh. Excellent in limited. Will not see play in standard.
It did for a little while, actually.
It did, but then we got Tragic Slip. So like Tragic Slip's still a thing, and this won't see play until Tragic Slip rotates, and that's only if the format's so aggressive that you want just a like early neg 1, like kill a turn 1 guy.
Yeah, and that's if you're not playing right, so like you don't have access to something like shock.
Shock, yeah. But yeah, just awesome and limited. Like it's such a blowout.
Yeah.
Like you can so trade up, like like neuter their big guy, and like your little guy can trade.
Mm-hmm.
We'll end with a good one.
Saturn Necromancer.
Definitely a hyped card. Powerful effect. Doesn't know where it's going to be just yet. I mean, definitely has to be in a human-based deck, which is current standard. We have plenty of humans to trigger off of it. So it's definitely like a deck builder's card. Like finding the right configuration for this guy could be very powerful. Are you fucking kidding me?
My mic was it on?
All the videos?
No, the black one.